I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez, and we are tracking a big Arctic blast, and this is really going to impact much of the eastern half to third of the country. So this is something we'll be watching closely, not only in Georgia, but across the entire southeast and really along the entire east coast, across the Midwest, and across New England as well. We're watching the polar vortex. It's going to move in, bring us frigid temperatures. We're looking at highs in the 30s, lows in the teens and 20s. So it is going to be quite a big blast, which is why we are first alerting. This is beyond our 7-day forecast. So this is beyond 7 days as that coldest air moves in. So make sure you download the First Alert Weather app. If you don't have it already, it is a free download. Just search First Alert Weather in the App Store, and we are going to send constant updates directly to your phone. It's also going to be a great tool to have with a couple of rain chances we have in the forecast. So here's a look at our outlook, our temperature outlook. This is for days 8 to 14, so basically January 9th through January 15th, and temperatures well below average in the forecast. Again, it's not just North Georgia, it's really much of the country that's going to see this frigid air move in. For tonight, it's actually going to be quite mild. It's going to feel nice. It's been mild today. We were in the mid-60s this afternoon. We'll only drop to the low 50s, which is pretty close to what our average high this time of year is. So certainly a warm night ahead. Temperatures only dropping to the low 50s. We will see a couple sprinkles as we head into the evening and overnight hours, really overnight through daybreak, but those rain chances are minimal. We're looking at a 20% chance of rain or less. So here we go, hour by hour. If you have evening plans tonight, it looks great. You'll see some increasing clouds. Then overnight to early Tuesday, that's when we'll see the chance of some rain. As you can see, it's incredibly spotty. But if you wake up early tomorrow morning, you may notice some wet pavement. You may notice it's a little wet outside. It is not going to impact your New Year's plans. So although a couple sprinkles early in the morning tomorrow, as you can see by about 9-10 a.m., those chances are done. We'll be dry through the afternoon. We will hold on to those clouds, especially as we head into the evening. But overall, I'm not expecting any rain for any New Year's Eve dinner plans or any evening plans. If you're going to the Peach Drop downtown, looks great. It will get cooler and breezy. But as far as any rain chances, looks great. No rain for fireworks, regardless of what suburb you're in, what city you're in. Looks really nice for New Year's Eve, although it will be cooler. Here's a look at tomorrow's hour-by-hour forecast. Now, we have a system moving through. That's what's bringing those light little sprinkles overnight through early tomorrow morning, and it will eventually usher in some cooler air. But we are going to reach those mid-60s once again before the cooler air arrives. So it really is dependent on what time you have plans tomorrow. But plan on a warm afternoon. So 50s for the morning, 20% chance of rain at best, with most of us seeing less than a 20% chance of rain. By noon, we're in the mid-60s, and we'll be in the mid-60s through the early afternoon. By 6 o'clock, we'll be in the mid-50s, so still pretty mild at 6 o'clock. So if you have early evening plans, looks pretty good. It's not until really after sunset those temperatures really start to drop, and it will be breezy as well. Could see wind gusts of 20 to 25 miles an hour with some stronger winds embedded in there as well. But overall, for your New Year's, we are planning temperatures dropping into the 40s, so it will be chilly tomorrow night. We'll see a little bit of a wind. That's going to make it feel even cooler, but at least it's going to stay dry. But something to note, you will need to bring a light jacket with you, a coat of some sort. It's certainly going to be much cooler tomorrow night compared to what we're seeing tonight. So don't let tonight's temperatures fool you. It is going to be cooler tomorrow evening, although it will be a warm afternoon. That system will bring us those dropping temperatures as we head into the evening. Here's a look at temperatures behind the system. So not only will we see cooler temperatures tonight, but really it's going to linger all the way through the rest of the week into the weekend with temperatures much cooler than what we saw today and what we'll see tomorrow. It's been warm, mid-60s today, mid-60s tomorrow. Low 50s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 40s on Saturday and Sunday. So it will be chilly this weekend. We will be watching another system that will bring some rain. We're still fine-tuning the timing of the rain for the weekend, but it does look like possibly late Sunday into Monday morning. Of course, we'll continue to fine-tune that, but that rain will move in and usher in some colder temperatures once again. So this week, it will be cooler after we get through tomorrow, but really it's not until next week that we have a first alert for that Arctic blast that's on the way. Again, highs in the 30s, lows in the teens and 20s, and we'll continue to fine-tune exactly how cold it's going to get as we get closer and closer, which is why it's so important that you download that First Alert Weather app so you can have the latest information with you at all times. I want to show you some of the models because a lot of this has been circulating on social media. Somebody took one model run from one model and decided to post it on social media. And of course, that has spread like wildfire because that particular model run had over a foot of snow for Atlanta, which is very unlikely. It is important to note the model run before it and the model run after it had a very different scenario, and the model runs now also a very different scenario. So it is something we're watching. We do know the cold air will be in place, but for it to be wintry weather, for it to be snow here in Georgia, you need not only the cold air, but you need the cold air with the precipitation. You've got to have both. You're not going to get snow or winter weather with just the cold. You also need the precipitation. And not only do you need both in place, you need them both at the same time. So if you've got the rain before the cold air gets here, it's going to be a cold rain. On the other hand, if the cold air surges in once the rain has come to an end, again, it's just going to be rain. You're not going to see any winter weather. Here's a look at our European model. That's the one you see on the left, and our GFS model. This is our latest run. It is showing the potential of some snow accumulations in the North Georgia mountains, mainly those highest elevations. But at least as of now, we're not seeing any accumulating snow in Atlanta. But again, this is going to change, and we're going to see a lot of changes over the next several days. Winter weather forecasting, snow forecasting is very difficult in the Deep South in North Georgia, and especially so many days out. There's so many variables in play. So we're just showing you this so to show you that we are watching it. We're watching each model run. I don't want you to see just one output of a model that shows a foot of snow in Atlanta and take that for what it's worth for face value, because we're going to continue to see this evolve and change day by day by day as we get closer. But that was just one model run. Did it show that? Yes, but it hasn't showed it since. So that is important to note. Here's a look at the European, the GFS. Again, flurries for the mountains, but it is something we'll be watching because very possible that it could be in the metro or much of our viewing area. It's just way too early to tell. So here's what we do know about this incoming cold. We do know it's going to be a hard freeze. It's going to be cold. That Arctic blast is on the way. We're fairly confident in that. Again, highs in the 30s, lows in the teens and 20s. It will be cold. We do know there's going to be some waves of rain. We do have some systems we're watching that will bring some precipitation. But again, the timing is key, and the timing of the cold and the timing of that precipitation is key as to whether we're going to see winter weather. So that is why what's questionable at this time. Will it be just rain, a cold rain, or will we see snow? Will we see ice? And that is something we're going to continue to watch and fine tune as we get closer and closer. Again, we're talking about the second week of January that we could possibly see this winter weather. So we have quite some time before it actually gets here. Here's a look at Atlanta's most accurate 7-day forecast. Again, after tomorrow, it will be much cooler, but that coldest air has yet to arrive. Doesn't really get here until beyond the 7-day forecast. Another good reason to download the First Alert Weather app, you can get the 10-day forecast. So if you want to look at day 8, 9, and 10 where you live, go ahead and download that First Alert Weather app so you can check that on your phone. Overall, though, it will be chilly. We do have a front Sunday into Monday. We'll be watching right now forecasting rain, but that's something we'll be watching for possible winter weather impacts in the mountains. Still too early to tell, but the First Alert team is all over it. So I did want to show you that potential as we head into that second week of January, and potential for winter weather is there. It does look like we'll see the cold air. It's just very dependent on the moisture that comes with it and how much we're going to see. So stay with the First Alert team, download the First Alert app, and of course, make sure you join us on Peachtree TV tonight at 10, and then on Atlanta News First at 11, because we'll continue to fine tune that information. We always have new model data coming in, and we will bring that to you throughout the evening. Have a great night and stay warm.